Clone is meta? Clone is meta? Clone is meta? Clone is meta.
Clone is meta. Clone is meta. Clone is meta.
Clone is meta. What's cracking, everybody? You're back with Mr. Berger, and that's right, Clone is meta. Now guys, I actually really like the clone spell. I think it's been a whole lot of fun since it was released, but in the most recent set of balance changes, these Lavahound clone decks have actually been really viable, and it's been fitting into a couple other decks as well. I really enjoy it in Golem decks because I love that Golem death damage effect, especially when you have it cloned. However, since they clone it backwards now, the clone spawns behind the unit rather than to the side of it, those kind of death damage effects aren't quite as viable or as powerful as they used to be because you don't have that guaranteed instant death damage right on the tower right away. So they're actually fitting more in Lavahound decks. That being said, I know I covered a Lava Clone deck recently, but with the most recent set of balance changes, I thought tonight we could do a Lavahound Barbarian clone deck and do some live matches. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right on into it. Alright guys, as usual, I am playing on my phone here for these live matches, and I'll be, watching the replays, or rather viewing as a spectator here on my main computer on my alt account. Let's give this guy good luck. The deck is up there in the, in the top left of the screen here, if you're looking for the specific deck. Now, what I did is I cycled the bats in the back first. Generally a go-to move for me. If you guys know me, that's something that I'm pretty comfortable doing. We're going to do the baby dragon. We're going to do the flying machine next, because that should shut down that mega minion. Ooh, that's interesting. I may actually go with an aggressive Lavahound here, which is very unusual and unorthodox. You generally don't use it at the bridge like that. But since he used that elixir pump, I wanted to be aggressive, and since I'd already invested in that flying machine, then I wanted to make sure to get some value from it. I send in the skeleton army aggressively here. If he doesn't have an answer, I'm going to go ahead and clone that. Oh, a little bit too early on the clone. Dang it. That would have been so good. I'll give him the Screaming Hawk, because that clone would have been clutch, dude. If I just waited like a second longer for his tornado to finish, the tornado, of course, instantly just destroys the clone. Now, interesting that I'm going up against an elixir pump deck here first, because this deck, it doesn't have any real good answer to that. It doesn't have a poison or lightning or any medium or heavy spell, so we are actually going to be relying here on, on a powerful defense with like the Barbarians and stuff to counter this big push. He's guaranteed to go for a big push here, so what I'm going to do is get the baby dragon out to counter those bats, and we're actually going to Barbarians right on top of the Night Witch. Hopefully just annihilate that Night Witch. He lightnings, but he misses my flying machine. That's really interesting. Now I want to get rid of those pesky bats. I should have done it sooner and let my flying machine live, but I actually got the golemites there with that giant snowball is what I was trying to do there. Alright, we're going in with a counter push with the baby dragon and the Barbarian still alive here. They're not going to do much. Honestly, they probably will not even connect to the tower, but he is putting another elixir pump down. I don't have an answer, but we're getting into double elixir now, so I'm just going to go for a monster push. He's got his mega minion down. I got the flying machine up next with the Lavahound already placed down in the bottom right. Flying machine's going to go behind that Lavahound. Let's place it up here so it snipes that mega minion, and hopefully it will not get lightninged. We're going to bats there to buy me a little bit of time from that mega minion, and then we're going to baby dragon and barbarian his golem. Now I know the barbs are going to take some death damage there, but they're going to do some serious work here against that golem. Maybe not completely destroy it, but get it pretty low. Again, we're going to go aggressively with the Lavahound, not something I normally do, but I want to take advantage of all these remaining units. I'm expecting a tornado real soon, so I'm going to clone. Let's do it now. Oh, there it is. Again, too early. Should have waited for the tornado. I said it myself, and I didn't wait for it. I was like, oh no, he's not going to use it, because he hasn't yet. Of course he used it right when I cloned, which instantly shuts down all of that clonage. Alright, let's go ahead and we're going to Barbs here just to make sure to counter that, because my tower is getting real low. I don't want to take any unnecessary damage here. Princess Tower should be able to finish off that baby dragon before it does any extra unnecessary damage here. We're going to have to do a little something for this. So let's go in with... Ooh, I need that Scarmy, I need that Scarmy, I need that Scarmy! No, it's too late! Alright, well, that's okay. It's the first match. I've only played this deck with a different variation, like one run, so I'm bound to, have a few rough matches and kind of take a little while to get the hang of the deck. And you really need to give yourself time to do that when you're trying out a new deck. Don't get discouraged just because you lose 1 match or 2 matches, or you lose a classic challenge or 2 classic challenges. Give it a try a few times. Keep at it. With that mentality, let's jump on into another match. Alright guys, let's go ahead and give this guy good luck. It looks like a Japanese dude, if I'm not mistaken. That is one of the Japanese alphabets. I can't remember if it's hiragana, katakana, or kanji. I studied that when I was really little, but I can't recall off the top of my head. So somebody can feel free to fill me in there. Either way, we're going to go ahead and open with a baby dragon here. He's got a baby dragon as well. Let's go ahead and just Lavahound here in the back. This dude is from the clan Sunday. That's a pleasant little name. Alright, he has the Royal Giant. I'm scared to put my, my skeleton army down because it would just get cleaved by the baby dragon. So what I'm going to do is wait for the baby dragon, there we go, to connect to the Lavahound, and then we put the Skarmy down, and they are a little bit late on destroying the Royal Giant, but at least they get the job done. Skarmy is going in now with the Lavahound. We're going to go ahead and clone this once it gets onto the tower, so that I can get some extra pups. Yep, there are those extra pups. They annihilate that E-Wiz. Flying Machine lives with the clone Flying Machine. Now, I want to point that out, guys. I really iterated this in my last clone video, if I'm not mistaken, about how you can put units that you would not generally consider like clonable or clone synergistic units and down, and behind your tank and still clone them, because if it's a thing like the Flying Machine, it's got such long range and it dies pretty quickly anyway, there's a chance for that clone to live for a long time and be able to get you a lot of value because it's living forever, it's got long range. Maybe they don't have the resources to take it out. Alright, we're going to bats this. He's probably going to baby dragon it, I would imagine, pretty soon. If not, yeah, I'll just let the bats handle it. And then I'm going to invest all this extra elixir into supporting that Lavahound, because that's what we're going for, is a big Lavahound push. So let's get the Flying Machine down here. I feel like I should have used it in the center, but that's okay. We'll use it here instead. There is the Mega Minion. We're going to Giant Snowball the guards and the Mega Minion just to get me a little bit of chip damage on them so that the Princess Tower can finish it off. And let's Baby Dragon in the back here to finish off that Mega Minion. Alright, Lava Pups are going in onto the tower. Oh, by the way, guys, big debate. Lavahound, boy or girl, man or woman? I always thought it was a girl, or a woman, excuse me, because she splits into all the little pups, right? They're lava pups, right? But apparently, I saw on Reddit today somebody was posting about how, oh, no, Lavahound's a man, because they did it in an old Clash of Clans commercial where they call him a man. But I've often heard her as referred to as a woman or a girl or female, so that's what I go with. Makes sense to me with the pups. But, one person was like, oh, well, maybe the Clash of Clans one is the father, and then the Clash Royale one is the mama, so I like that theory. That's pretty fun. Alright, guys, going in for a big push here. It doesn't work out too well. I just kind of had to get the ball rolling. I was like, I didn't want to leak elixir, so I wanted to get some stuff onto the field. We're going to use the Baby Dragon here to buy me a little bit of time. There's the Royal Giant. His Baby Dragon's locked onto mine, so I feel like I can relatively safely use the Skeleton Army down there. He invests a whole lot into countering it, which is pretty good for him. Oh, dang. He got me there. I was blathering on too long about whether the Lavahound was male or female, and I got distracted from my game. Oh, boy. Alright, guys, let's do another match. Alright, guys, let's get us one more win, or maybe finish up the challenge. Let's give this guy good luck. We're going to go ahead and open with the Lavahound in the bottom right. Kind of one of my go-to moves. As I said before, I'm relatively comfortable opening with Lavahound versus if I'm playing like Golem, another really heavy card like that, maybe P.E.K.K.A. I generally will not open with it. We're going to use Baby Dragon here because I don't want the bats to be instantly killed by the witch there. So I know the balloon is going to connect a little bit here, but that's just the price to pay. Yeah, again, bats are going to get killed by witch. In fact, they got cleaved by his bats. That was just poor decision making on my part, guys. But now I know a little bit better about what he has in his deck. Baby Dragon's doing a great job there, actually, of shutting down that witch. We're going to snowball all of this. That should finish that off. Buy me a little bit of time. We're going to Flying Machine to counter that wizard. Not the most ideal counter, but it is technically a positive trade for me, I guess. I mean, I know it's not the same, but hey, it's a positive trade. In a way, actually, no, that was really good because it actually got me some chip damage onto his tower there. I don't know if you guys caught that, but the Flying Machine actually lived with just a sliver of health, and here I am leaking elixir again as I'm talking. Well, anyway, it lived with a sliver of health, and then it got a single hit onto the opponent's tower. Not the best thing to happen, but pretty good. Okay, we're going to go ahead and Baby Dragon here this time. Counter that witch. We're going to he's going to Hog Rider, excuse me. We're going to Skeleton Army to counter his Hog Rider is what I was trying to say. Let's actually snowball all these pesky bats since the Baby Dragon isn't locked onto them yet. Witch is locked onto my Lavahound, so hopefully the skeletons, yes, there they go. They can do a little bit of damage there. Good use of his wizard there, but the pups plus the baby dragon actually managed to take out that wizard. Now I'm not going to invest anything extra, because if I put more elixir into countering, or into supporting that Lavahound, or excuse me, Lavahound, the baby dragon, then, you know, he's probably going to invest a little bit more into it too and shut it down. So I just decided to go for the baby dragon to get a little bit of chip damage off there, and it actually got a really solid chunk of damage onto that right tower. We're going to Lavahound again here in the bottom right, and we're probably going to be putting the baby dragon behind it to counter his bats preemptively. There is his witch, and pretty soon, okay, we're going to Skarmy. He's probably going to light spell this. I don't recall what light spell he has. Let's giant snowball the, what is it, the balloon. The bats plus the giant snowball completely wreck that balloon. We're going to flying machine to support here. We're going to baby dragon again. This is where the clone is going to go down, guys. Just wait for it. Waiting for my other units to pop up a little bit closer. Clone them all. Honestly, not even necessary at that point, because he had pretty much lost his tower. There goes his witch. That's 5 elixir down the drain. I'm just going to go hard right here and just try to counter him and destroy that king tower for the 3-crown victory. No problem. As soon as I saw that witch down, and it just melted. You guys saw that. That thing just freaking melted. Somebody must have thrown a bucket of water on her. Call Dorothy. Go to the Wizard of Oz, right? Anyway, that thing melted. I took advantage of that because I saw my opportunity. I went in really hard, invested more elixir into that push, and I was able to instantly win with the 3-crown victory there. Alright guys, I am on a streak here, so I can't give up now. Let's see, give this guy good luck. Not bad, you know. I lost 2 to start with because I was getting the hang of the deck, and now I've won 4 in a row with it, so pretty good. Again, remember, it's just a classic challenge. I'm not a professional player. I'm not even that great. I just love this game. I love playing it. I love breaking down the decks and the archetypes and the strategies. So for me, that's actually a pretty decent run, considering that I have very little experience with this deck. It's generally, it's not one that I played a lot. I did a similar variation of it recently, but anyway, so it's a pretty good run for me is my point. Now, he has Inferno Tower, so there's really nothing I can do about that at this point. So I just have to let that Lavahound die. And honestly, that was really poor placement of the Barbarians on my part. Can I snowball this guy into my tower, my king tower? Ooh, close, almost. Anyway, poor placement of the Barbarians on my part. I should have used them behind the giant skeleton, because in that case, then they would just walk forward to the tower and they wouldn't have all died to that bomb. However, I make the mistake of using them on the side there. Then that's 5 elixir wasted, essentially. Because yes, they counter his giant skeleton and shut it down, but then they instantly die to his bomb, which in a way kind of defeats the purpose. So let's skeleton army this time to try to counter that. We're going to baby dragon up here to counter the minions. Alright, and this time we're going to barbarian up here so that he doesn't destroy all of them with his bomb. Baby dragon lives. Now he's going to knock them back, and some of them, 1 or 2 of them, are going to die to the bomb. But keep in mind, guys, he just invested in another excuse me, I can't speak sometimes, another 2 elixir into countering those barbarians with that log. So that's something to keep in mind. You know, he invested a little like extra elixir there. Alright, let's flying machine this just to buy me a little bit of time, do a little bit of counter. We're going to bats that as well, because that's a pretty deadly push he's got going if I don't answer it. So it's not looking too good for me. He's got some good damage onto my tower already, guys, and I have almost nothing on his tower. But the match is not over yet. And as you guys know, with first of all, a big beatdown deck, and second of all, a deck that runs gimmicky, surprise, high-risk, high-reward card, such as Clone, you know, things like Freeze being another one, well, at least the old Freeze, right? I don't know about it now. You know, it has the potential for me to really come back here in double elixir time. I use a skeleton army there a little bit early so that I can... Ooh, that was rough. I don't have anything on the ground to counter that. Oh man, I just slipped up there, guys. I should have used the Barbarians to counter the Giant Skeleton, but I didn't. I used them on the Miner, I used the Bats of the Giant Skelly. I didn't have any ground units to counter the Giant Skeleton. So a lesson lived is a lesson learned. I just made a lot of mistakes this match. I don't want to edit this one out. I want to include this one, because I want you guys to see that, you know, there's things that you can do right with the deck, and there's things that you can do wrong with the deck, and this was definitely one of those times that I played it poorly. So we try to take those games, look at them, rewatch them, point out where did I go wrong. Like, for example, I was analyzing how I could have placed the Barbarians better the first time. I could have placed them better when I was going against the Miner. I was probably a little bit distracted, maybe even a little bit tilted at this point once I started losing the match a little bit. But it's a good example of how to kind of keep your head in the game, try to make the best of a situation, and ideally don't get tilted. At this point, if I was going to keep playing, I would probably take a break, take 5, take 10, do something else, go walk the dog, come back and keep playing, get my head straight again, make sure that I can focus on the game. That is it for tonight, guys. Thank you so much for watching until the very end. I really do appreciate it. Make sure to leave the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and leave a comment in the comment section below. And if you're so inclined, maybe even go out there and share it or something like that. And hey, if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. I cover fun decks, I cover meta decks, I cover off meta decks, I cover balance changes, I do a little bit of Hearthstone, although I haven't done that in a little while. Maybe soon I'll do some Apex, we'll see. Alright guys, thanks so much for watching, and have a good night.